So I got a question off a guy through email, and he was basically asking, how do I remember the shit feeling of when I started once I've gone to maybe 100 days of not drinking anymore? How do I remember how bad it felt to be drinking? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I wanted to address a question that I got from an email, and this guy wanted to know, exactly how do you remember what it feels like, when you were drinking alcohol. It's the same thing somebody might ask, how do I remember what it feels like to be fat, right? Once I've lost all the weight, right? How do I remember what it feels like to be a smoker once I've stopped stopped smoking for a long time? I always recommend that people make a video of themselves, right, in the early days, right, either before they've stopped drinking, while they're drinking, not necessarily while they're pissed, because that's could be one aspect of it. But if you do make a video like that, make a video of yourself while you're sober and you're talking about the effects, because when you're drunk, I keep forgetting that pissed in America means pissed off, annoyed. When you're drunk, sometimes you can be, you can be happy about what you're doing because you're actually doing what you want to do, right? So what I recommend, you can make a video of yourself while you're drunk, if you want to, but also make one while you're sober, because being sober, you understand the consequences of your drinking. You understand exactly what your thoughts are and why you're wanting to stop drinking in the first place. And just basically be honest with yourself, right? Talk to yourself. Talk to that future person, whatever it is, 100 days in advance or 200 days in advance, down the line, or a year down the line. Talk to that person who hasn't had a drink for a year, and tell that person what it's like to be what you are now. Memories isn't, your memory is not a great thing in terms of remembering exactly where you are now, what your thoughts are, and our memories tend to change as we go on, as we live. We tend to manufacture some of our memories, embellish them, and that can be dangerous in certain ways. But what you're trying to do here is you're trying to get an instance of time, your own space, and you're saying to yourself, well, look, this is who I am at this time in my life. This is how much alcohol I consume. This is what it's doing to my life. This is how it's affecting me. This is how it's affecting my relationships. This is how it's affecting my finances. How much money am I spending on the booze? How much time am I spending on the booze? How is it affecting my work and my business, or whatever, Say what comes to mind, but speak to that person in the future. When you do get to a time when you're 100 days down the road, or a year down the road, or whatever it is, I understand that it's, a lot of people fail at this time because they think, well, I don't remember what it feels like to have the pain of that, It's like if you have a toothache, right? And then all you want to do is get to the dentist to get rid of that toothache. But if you go to sleep, you wake up the next morning and the pain is gone, then it's always the thought of going to the dentist, right? And it's the same sort of principle here, that once the pain has gone out of your life, and once you start building up your life again, and you understand, your let's say your job is getting better, your relationships are improving, all these different aspects of your life are starting to improve, and you don't feel that same physical, mental pain anymore, then it can be very easy to sort of backtrack and go, well, maybe, I can control it now. Maybe I can go back. And that's what this person was talking about, is they don't want to go back to the thing, but they're afraid that because they've lost the original pain, that they're going to go back to their old lives, And I think for most people, if you're on a track and you make it so that drinking and your new life are sort of incompatible, right? They're mutually exclusive. You can't get from one to the other. You can't have your new life and drink as well. You've just made it so that stopping drinking was inevitable. If you get to that stage and you build your life to that stage, then you will never drink again, right? No matter what's happening. That's what I'm doing in my life. I'm making sure every single day that I can never drink again, right? I will never touch a fucking drop because it's going to ruin so many things in my life, And so long as I keep focusing on the future and on the good things in life, then, that will never happen. And there is a thing as well, with this counting the days, right, that I have to address here as well. I get a lot of people and they say, well, they do this day counting thing, right? And then for whatever reason, right, they have a slip, right? Maybe something tragic happens in their life, something happens that is so stressful that they succumb to the temptation, right? And then they think, well, I'm all the way back to day one again. And, that's not true, because, it's an all or nothing attitude. You have to, if you do slip and you're at day 100, you don't go back to day 100, you don't go back to day one again. You're at the same place that you were, except that you took a drink, right? You start off on day 101 again, right? Because think about it, all the things that you've done in your life in those 100 days, all the alcohol that hasn't gone into your body, all the progress that you've made in your life, that doesn't disappear, that's still there, right? All you've done is you've had a slip up. So you have to sit down, you have to think about it, you have to think, why did I do this and what happened? And take that seriously, because, you don't want it happening again. But it's not back to the starting line again. You're still 100 days into this non-drinking. Now, you can start from day one again, figuratively speaking, right? You can start, say, I haven't had a drink now in 100 days. I did take a drink, so I'm putting myself back to counting the days from day one again. But I am 100 days progressed already into my new life. So I don't have to start from, realistically, start from the beginning again, right? So there's just 2 tips in today's video. But that making a video for yourself, I think that's it should be a priority for everyone. Just, you don't have to show it to anyone else. You just have to keep it for yourself, put it away somewhere, and when you feel that the urge or whatever it is, whatever reason you need to take out your video for, you've got something there. You've got somebody from your past, your old self, talking to you and saying to you, this is what I was. This is who I was. This is who I don't want to be again, so please don't do that. Give these messages to yourself when you're making the video, right? Give the message to yourself that this is the person that you used to be, and you don't want to go back to that person. I'm telling you, it's powerful stuff, right? To watch yourself and to listen to yourself talking to yourself, because you won't remember that. You'll remember making it, but you won't remember the details, right? And yeah, it's good stuff, and it'll stick in your head. So look, if you have any questions at all, leave a comment down below. Go off to the website, sign up for the newsletter. If you want to download any of the audios, you'll find the audio down below. I'm not sure about the transcripts, whether they're going to continue or not, but if there's a transcript, there's a transcript. If there's not, then there's not. If you want to support the channel at all, go on over to Patreon and become a patron of the show. It's as little as a couple of dollars a month. Just go over to Patreon and type in Alcohol Mastery and you can become a patron of the show. So until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery. Stay safe, keep the alcohol out of your mouth, onwards and upwards. Good luck.